Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Kat. I'm a wife, a homeschool mom, and an avid reader. For everyone else, welcome back. It is February, and I am actually recording this a little late. We had a lot of illness in our house the last week of January and into the 1st of February. And so here we are. But better late than never, right? So let's look at some of the books that I want to read during the month of February. So, first up, I have a couple books that I actually wanted to read in January, but I didn't read as much as I usually do, and so here we are. Um, if you've been around for a while, you know I am trying to read through all of Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series. I am on um oops. I am on An Echo in the Bone. And this one, if you've read some of them, you know that um we have Claire Fraser or Claire Randall, who goes back in time and meets Jamie Fraser, who she marries to protect herself. Events happen. She ends up having a child, and now she and her child are separated for the second time. Um, Now, her child is an adult now, so it's not devastating to either one as far as that goes. But in the last book, they separate for their second time. And this continues on working its way through early American history. And Claire and Jamie are going to meet up with Benjamin Franklin and Benedict Arnold and several others as they get ready for the Revolutionary War to begin. So, Echo in the Bone, definitely one I want to read during February. The next one is from a book club. It's from the Pyramid Book Club with Lexi, Monica, and Michelle. And they, in January, read I'm Not Done With You Yet by Jessie Sutano. This is a murder mystery rom-com mix. Um, so it says some friends and friendships are worth killing for in this dark, twisty suspense novel. So we're gonna see where this goes. With the Pyramid Book Club, I try not to read too much into them because it feels to me that I end up with a lot of spoilers or ideas plotting in my head before I even read it. So I'm going to mostly go into this blind. But our main character is Jane, and she is unhappy. She's a struggling mid-list writer whose novels barely command four figures. She feels trapped in an underwhelming marriage, just scraping by to pay a crippling Bay Area mortgage for a house, a life she never really wanted. And there's only one person she cared about who truly understood her, and that's Talia, Jane's best and only friend nearly a decade ago during their writing days at Oxford. And they're going to try to meet up in this one. So I am looking forward to that. A third book that I do want to read in February so that I can get caught back up to them is the backlist book club picks, and I am working on the third book of the Ancestor. They are working on the second book of Song, um, which is the next series. So I'm hoping by the time they get to the third one, I will be fully caught up. But this one is Holy Sister. We're still following Nona and her friends um, as they are trying to turn the tide in an upcoming war. So, Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence is another one that I am trying to um, work on the backlist for to get caught up. So, another book that I am going to read during February is C.S. Lewis's The Screw Tape Letters. This I am reading for, or pre-reading for, my British literature class, and this one is a bit heavier than I expected. I have started this one a little bit, but in this one we are looking at letters that are written by Screwtape, a demon, to an underling Wormwood demon. Um, and they are trying to, or Screwtape is trying to encourage Wormwood to keep his charge from turning his entire life over to God and following after God with with his whole heart, or her whole heart. I believe it's a him. Um, but one of the things in this that I'm having to adjust to is switching my train of thought, because when I see enemy and I'm reading something with about religion, I'm thinking Satan. In this book, because it's from the demon's perspective, the enemy is God. And our father below is Satan. And so everything that's going on is slightly flipped. And so I'm having to retrain my thoughts as I'm reading this. But with that, I'm also finding some deep conviction. So we're going to see where the rest of this goes during this month. And I'm going to hope for the best. I am really excited about sharing this one with a group of high schoolers next year. And now for February's book club picks. The first one that I'm looking forward to reading it for book clubs is The Unseelie Bargain by R.A. Bowling. This is for the Enchanted Fandom backlist. Well, I guess this one's not backlist. This is for the Enchanted Fandom subscription book club. Um, those who do the Enchanted Fandom boxes each or every other month get a book with their package. So for February, we're reading January's book, um, which is The Unseelie Bargain. And this one is a bargain with the Unseelie King is always a way to get what's needed when there are no other options. After unpredictable circumstances all swirl together in 20-year-old Aurora's life to make it impossible to provide for her family, she realizes the only solution is to make a bargain with the immortal king of the Unseelie court. She will service him in his court for a year, and in return, payment will be provided to her mother and sister each month. The catch: Fae bargains are never as they seem. Um, so this is kind of a dark romance, or I get dark romance vibes from it. So I am excited to read this. I have not um, had a flop yet with the Enchanted Fandom book club, or with the Enchanted Fandom books, and actually have found some really fun series with this, from this subscription box. And so I'm excited to see what that one brings. Another book for book club is the Pyramid Book Club's February pick, which is Bridge by Lauren Bukes. This one I was able to get it from my library. It is a newer, or yeah, it is a new book. And this one is 24-year-old Bridge is paralyzed by choices. All the other lives she could have lived, the decisions she could have made. And now who she should be in the wake of her mother's unexpected death. Jo was a maverick neuroscientist fixated on the artifact she called Dreamworm that she believed could open the doors to other worlds. It was part of Jo's grand delusion, her sickness, and it cost her everything, including her relationship with her daughter. So Bridge comes to pack up Jo's house, and Bridge is going to discover Jo's obsessions hidden among her things. And so um, there's some um, unseen things coming with this because Bridge doesn't know that there are other people and companies who want the Dreamworm. Um, so she's going to have to protect it and herself. So I am excited to read this one with the Pyramid Book Club. They're going to do sprints on February 13th. So that should be a great time to enjoy a little bit of reading. The last book club pick is the Book Girls Guide, in case you missed it. And we are looking at 2014 books. And of that list, there were a lot that I was really interested in. And yet I didn't pick a lot of them because they were historical fiction. For me, historical fiction slows me down a bit. And so, with having the chunky Echo in the Bone along with Holy Sister, I didn't want to add another book that was going to be a read that I'm going to have to process and um, move my way through. So instead, I went with Leanne Moriarty's The Husband's Secret. And in this one, we have Cecilia. She's a housewife. Um, I'm sorry. She is a businesswoman and devoted wife and mother. And she happens upon a letter that her husband wrote that she's not supposed to read until after he's dead. The letter starts out, "My darling Cecilia, if you're reading this, then I have died." So when she reads this letter, her world is going to turn upside down due to the secrets that her husband is revealing. Since February is the month of romance, one book that I picked up that I am excited to try to read is Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. This one is this series, the Dark Olympus series, follows the gods in this modern day Mount Olympus. And with this one, we have Aphrodite, and she is trying to um, she is trying to set up a plan so that she can help to stabilize Olympus. Says Aphrodite has never flinched at getting her perfectly manicured hands dirty, and she's not about to start now, even if that means marrying Olympus's number one enemy, the new Hephaestus. She has a wicked plan to keep her deadly new husband off balance, seducing the one person he seems to care about most in the world, Pandora, a woman as beautiful as she is sweet. Two can play the seduction game, however, and Hephaestus is all too happy to put his new wife in her place. Her ex, Adonis, seems like he'll do the trick. It doesn't hurt that he's gorgeous in the way of fallen angels either. Um, it says the only problem with using seduction as a weapon, hearts are too quick to get involved. So all these um, strikes between the two of them are going to blur the lines, and um, there's a lot of unrest in Olympus, reaching new heights. So these bedroom conquests may have deadly consequences. So I am excited for this one. The last book I have is going to be a little bit different as far as this video goes, and that's because I am not sharing in this video what this book is. I got a blind date with a book from um, Barnes and Noble, and this one is called, or this one says, "If you liked Icebreaker, then you'll love me." So since I read Icebreaker last month and really enjoyed it, I figured I would try this. Um, I'm guessing it's probably a hockey romance of some sort, but we'll just have to wait and see. Um, and I will do a vlog where I actually open this and get reading. But for now, it's an unknown book. And there we go. All of the books. Mostly this month, it's a lot of physical books with one um, that will be digital. Uh, so I'm kind of excited for how this month is going to go. Am I going to be able to read all 9 of these books in our shortest month of the year? Probably not. Grades are getting ready to go out, and so I'm gonna have to switch my focus a little bit, but I think I can get a good number of these books if I prioritize reading during this month instead of playing video games on my phone. So, what are some books that you are reading during February? If you've read any of these books that I'm looking forward to reading in February, let me know if you think that I will like them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.